and welcome to What Are You Saying? Hashtag Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Sayome Sale. Hi, the late bloomers. They're just coming in. They are just seeing their montage for the first time.
Actually,
Hi,
we are just
ladies.
seeing it. Hi, wow. We are just seeing it. Well, me, I'm just seeing it.
Yeah. Alero said, "Oh, I'm already feeling pain that
I'm
I did not
happy she
make the
got
promo
just-
video." She made sure she sent the picture, took the picture. I said, "Don't worry, maybe we'll sort it out." But how are you? How have you been, Shay? How was the event you went for
Oh
at
yeah,
Unilab?
it was great. It was really nice.
What was it about?
For the undergraduates, the final year undergraduates. So it was specifically for the students that have a first class. So we're just trying to, groom them and, of course, bring them into our company.
Catch them young.
Catch them young. So just
So
to give
things
them
we
mentors.
hear they do abroad. So you
Yeah.
guys are going to go and like hire from the
Exactly. So train
wait
them, mentor
till-
them.
But why
Is it
first
CSR?
class, though? Why?
That's not me. I mean, I also told my boss that we should consider the other levels because, I mean, we all have our own stories of us in school, and it was not because we're not smart, it was because of some other issues. But yeah, it's something that hopefully we would also consider. I'm also pushing for it, so very soon.
Please, though, because
Yeah.
it's not all about first class. We've seen that some people that come out with third class,
Do very well.
they do very well. Again, maybe because of the disadvantage that they do not have good grades, it
Yes.
just sparks up some level of creativity in them.
It does.
So you never can tell. Give the third class a chance. Let them
Yes,
breathe.
justice.
Justice for
you know,
third
most
class.
of the time, what happens is that the people who even make the first class, the third class people are more employable.
So that's what I'm saying. But you know, they never get the even opportunity to even
Yes.
to even be shortlisted.
Yeah.
Why? Because that
It's a
criteria-
requirement,
Yes,
yes.
the criteria already
2-1.
knocks them out.
And above. After
Yeah.
that's it. But yeah, we are looking to
Please,
add
though.
them.
But that was
to the
it's a
program.
good thing. It's
Yeah,
a good
it is.
thing.
Thank you.
I am my friends and family in Canada they say it's even from secondary school that this
Oh,
thing you're doing.
interesting, yeah.
Yes, from secondary school. Companies come to see what you're doing, and you know, from secondary school they're already monitoring you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
It's
That's a
it's a
really
very
good
good
one.
way
Yeah.
to encourage you
And
know.
to even catch them young, just like you said.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Right.
doing some things, but I want to go to the 100 level. So let me tell you why I say so. So when I got into my third year and fourth year, which are supposed to be like the most difficult years, I studied physics in school. Those were the times I had like all A's, my grades went like that. But when I was in 100 and 200 level, I was playing. I
This
didn't know
is
what I
my
was doing there.
story. I can relate. to
You
what
can
you're
relate,
saying.
right?
Absolutely.
So the reason I'm saying that I want to speak to 100 level students is because of this. You can actually come out with great grades, so that you don't go and put some level of barrier to your
It
growth or
is
your
a level of
progress.
barrier.
Only very few companies will consider consider you. So that's why don't even take any chance. You have
Just
the brain
see.
is there. Just activate
Try.
it. Activate it.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I mean, we need to be intentional about our young people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. So having said that, what are we discussing today? Today we're having a conversation of why are things not working in Nigeria? That's the conversation.
Well,
So-
you didn't ask me how my day went
hey,
today.
sorry, my darling. I'm so sorry. It's the bed that I've been looking at. The thing just distracted me. How are you, my darling? How was your day? How was your week?
Well, my day was okay. It was a crazy day, but today was my boss's birthday.
Oh,
And yeah, it's outside.
yesterday was my son's birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday,
birthday
to
to
him.
you.
Where's our cake?
Uh-huh.
Cake. Bring it on.
So yeah, it was a hectic day, entertaining guests and clients, and yeah, but it was nice.
Imagine.
It was
Oh,
very good.
lovely.
He felt
That's why
very,
you
very
look
happy.
like a hostess. You were hosting.
Actually,
I was
she was
hosting people, you
hosting.
understand?
I get a lot of
Now you
sense.
understand.
Yeah, you get
the link.
So I got the memo, yeah.
You got the memo.
You did.
All right, so if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's at Official Upgrade TV. We have content there that you might never see on TV, so it's better go and subscribe and go and watch some of the content there. All right, so tonight we're having a conversation on like I said, as I said rather, why things don't work in Nigeria. It's our ladies' night out, as you can tell. NJ, Shay, Mary will be joining us, and I will have the conversation around why things don't work in Nigeria. And here's what we found as today's quote: "The true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most valuable members." I mean, which are the citizens, right? So when we open our phone lines, we really love to hear your thoughts on this conversation. But first, let's quickly run off on a break. When we come back from that break, we want to see what we found in today's news. Stay with us.
I think that this is time where, we're trying to move this country forward. All hands should be on deck. And this is a time where the drivers of this economy should begin to ask the right questions. If you say that Nigerians are losing faith in the currency or the naira, then why is that happening? Why are we losing faith? If we can answer that question, then we get to the next. So what can we now do? And how do we do it? So these are some of the questions that we need to ask. But of course, it's not far-fetched. We already know what the answer is. We already know what the challenges are. First of all, you want to talk about, the fact that you need to close the gap between, inflation. So for instance, as I talk about the US inflation rate is at 3.5, if I'm not mistaken, for 2024.
If we
and
had
you're
those
looking
kind
at
of
Nigeria,
numbers, we'd be
3
like,
point, come on. And we're talking about 33 point something at this point in time. So, but it's already been established that if you have this, two countries, one that has, a higher inflation rate, the value of the naira or the value of their currency would always drop.
If the foundations
It's
be bad,
faulty. What can the
righteous do? How do we start amending the foundation? And you talked about the Constitution. We've had so many constitutional amendments back and forth, and half the time they're for personal interest and not about we the people. So how do we go about it? Because you've also said we don't have the people. So how do we manufacture
You
them?
see, the collective ignorance in Nigeria is legendary, underestimated. People don't know, right? You see, it doesn't matter how determined you are. A billion fools coming together sincerely to take an action, to take a foolish action. It doesn't matter how many they are or how they feel, how much they hate. Determination is not a strategy. Neither is anger, right? People have to learn to subject their feelings to reasoning and allow those reasoning to be guided by truth before they move to action. There's a lot of movement going on in Nigeria, but 99.9% of the time, it's a movement of emotion to action. The reasoning and truth is missing within the gap.
And no strategy.
Now, when you have a critical mass that are terribly ignorant, fearful, and opaque, you see, you have to understand the character of the Nigerian. He is extremely hopeful. Extremely hopeful. Now, anything you are willing to tolerate will never change. Never.
Etiosa, where we are in. Etiosa's FAC allocation is about 698 million per month. Etiosa's estimated IGR per month is 1.6 billion. 1.6 plus 6, let's just say roughly 2.2 billion. You don't have water, you don't have public schools, primary healthcare is a sham, and you call interlocking tiles an express. Really?
All right, thanks for staying with us. Mary Alma Williams, how are you doing?
So you called my full government name. Am I safe?
You are very safe. How are you?
I'm
You look
doing
pretty.
great. Thank you so
You don't look
much.
like you've been stressed over the weekend.
Oh my God, this is like my only consolation, in Nigeria. My beauty.
Your beauty. You should be paid for your beauty.
I'm telling you, I really wish if I could get $1 for, every time someone told me I was beautiful, I'll be a millionaire.
You'll be $1 million.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can imagine that. But how was your day, though?
It was okay. It was good. It was nice. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we know. We see the energy. We love the energy.
Nice.
So, all those people that did not invite me to the US consulate yesterday, this is for you. United States Independence Day is celebrated, right, commonly known as 4th of July, commemorates the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Now, this historic document declared the American colonies' independence from Great Britain and laid America as an independent nation. Independence Day is a federal holiday, meaning government offices, schools, and many businesses are closed to allow people to celebrate. It not only a day of remembrance and national pride, but also a time of for communities to come together in unity and an appreciation of their shared heritage and freedoms. I'm sure you guys saw all the videos on social media.
Sure, we did.
They did not invite us, but next year we are coming. We invite ourselves next year.
You will see us
But
there.
it's always fun when I see it. They kind of replicate the 4th of July, with all the tents, different kinds of food, different culture. Yeah, America is red and blue today and white. Everywhere is just, the flags and all of that. They take this 4th of July very seriously. Very seriously. All right, so who are we starting with first? Let me start with you, Mary. What did you find for us in today's news?
Okay, so what I have is dear Sharon Orja, just telling us how she's thankful, for Odogu.
Silencer.
We're happy for her, so she's just like, oh, she's glad, she got to marry him and all of that. It's very nice, lovely couple. I'm happy for them. She has handled the backlash of the news concerning the husband very well, and I wish her all the best. So yeah,
absolutely well said. Moving on.
Okay. Next, all right. So, NSCDC female official remanded for duping job seekers of 12.4 million naira. A federal high court sitting in Abuja on Wednesday ordered that an official of the Nigeria Security and Civil Service Corps, Mrs. Tosin Olagunju, be remanded in Suleja Prison, Niger State, for obtaining 12.4 million naira from job seekers under false pretense, with the promise that she could secure them employment. Mrs. Olagunju, who was arraigned on 4 counts for scamming job seekers, pleaded not guilty to the charge after it was read to her. The matter is adjourned till October 9th for trial. It just shows how we are a problem in this nation. You are paying somebody to give you a job, and you are collecting money to give somebody a job. Everybody should be arrested. In fact, the people that paid those monies should be arrested because you don't have good use of that money. So
is it good use of the money, or you say you are corrupt?
Everybody,
the conversation we're having is why things are not working. We will come back to that story.
We'll come back to that.
Okay, your story.
It seems like everything is just, apart from Mary's story, we're all in line with the topic. So my story is Ghanaian chef busted for forging Guinness World Records certificate in marathon cooking after his arrest for alleged fraud. So the story has it that a Ghanaian chef named Ebenezer Smith, popularly known as Million Chef Smith, has been busted for forging a Guinness World Records for marathon cooking. During a briefing which was held at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel in Ghana, the chef said, "Today is the day that I will forever remember. I am incredibly humbled and honored to stand before you as the Guinness World Record holder, confirming the invalidity of his certificate to BBC." The PR executive of GWR, Alina, said, "No, this is not true at all. He does not hold the Guinness World Record title. That is not our certificate." So after announcing his record, parading his certificate, the chef was arrested for alleged fraud. So according to the media, Smith was arrested for defrauding one of the sponsors. That's Amadia Shopping Mall of his cooking marathon.
Wow. So,
it's just,
I saw this video. So yesterday, what's her name had sent I saw Hilda Basi congratulates a chef.
Oh, she congratulated.
Yes, now I sent a video on. No, Ghanaians they are on this guy's neck. First of all, the one guy said, "Does he even look like he can do the marathon?" But what's your thought, NJ, though?
So this goes back to the reason why Nigeria is not.
No, this will not be Nigeria now. Why you the kind of
why country Africa?
Africa.
Not just Nigeria. Why Africa?
This is Ghana.
No, sorry.
They are
sorry.
our cousins.
You know, they are just neighbors, and we have. I won't be surprised if they drew back. This guy might just be connected to Nigeria. But these are the reasons. So a lot of people have gone through a lot of stress, sleepless nights, financial,
commitment,
just to get close, not even to win. For some people, they haven't even won. Hilda Basi was able to win. Yeah. And, the other Indian lady and all, these people have put in work into this. And you just come out, use your own money. Yeah, use your own money and just make a fool of yourself. Because this will forever go down in history.
Exactly.
You Google World Guinness Book of Records, you will see this. You will see this is a case of how not to expose yourself, because he exposed himself.
I follow Guinness World Record, like the world their official handle on Instagram, and I can tell you, that we have not even scratched the surface of the things that people do to get award. Maybe they go try the ones where Indians they do. You know, it's like it's cooking, I mean, you can cook. Go and try the ones that Indians are doing. There's one small girl on a roller skate. There are like lines that she goes on a roller skate, she splits, and she goes underneath it for a number of meters. Maybe they go try that one. No, you can't.
We should ban
China,
Nigerians
as in they
that
should
from cooking. We are not accepting it anymore.
At
just
least let
crazy.
it go for the year. Try next year.
No. But what he did was completely unnecessary.
Very illegal.
He could have still, because he got sponsorship, he could have at least even just done the proper thing and tried.
Tried.
You know. So my story is actually on a very sad. Right, thanks for staying with us. Now, in recent years, Nigeria has faced significant challenges in several critical sectors crucial for its development. Now, the nation's refineries struggle with inefficiencies, hindering its ability to meet domestic energy needs and impacting economic stability. Simultaneously, issues within the power sector contribute to erratic electric supply, impeding industrial growth and everyday life. Furthermore, the educational system faces persistent issues affecting the quality of workforce readiness and societal progress. Now, this discussion aims to delve into the underlying reasons behind these systematic or systemic shortcomings, emphasizing both structural deficiencies and the human factors influencing Nigeria's struggle to achieve functional success in these vital areas. So we're asking, why are things not working in Nigeria? We believe we have a video, right? Our dear comrade, Adam Soshomole. If that video is ready, I would like to bring in that video best before I come to the ladies.
NMDPRA has persistently continued to issue import licenses of diesel and jet despite sufficient local production capacity. Mr. President, this is sabotage. Re-sabotage of the Nigerian nation, endangering jobs, good paying jobs of Nigerians. Mr. President, until we begin to punish, dismiss, and prosecute people who are undermining our collective well-being, we're going to smile away. I do not believe that these are errors of the head. I believe the gentleman or gentlemen involved in this are doing it on purpose to collect rents for their pocket and undermine the economy of Nigeria. NMD.
Hallelujah. To undermine. So, first of all, let me hear your thoughts. I will not come to you, Mary, first.
Thank you.
I will not
you.
come to you because
Thank you so much.
the corner eye that Mary has given me that don't dare it. Don't try it. Well, let me come to you, Shay, first,
Okay.
right? This topic is just meant to kind of spark up certain consciousness in us. I mean, we saw all the videos around the flooding that happened yesterday. In the midst of that flooding, two people carry big drum of dirty. They go pour them inside the water. There's a myriad of reasons Nigeria is not working, right? So I just want us to kind of like have a conversation around different things, different factors, and maybe to just spark up some level of consciousness in the minds of people. So when you find yourself trying to do certain things that is making Nigeria not work, maybe you hold yourself back a bit. So let me hear your thoughts. Why do you think Nigeria is not working?
Okay, so there are so many things. I don't want to start with the obvious, but the first one I'll start with is our economy, right? So Nigeria, I'm going to get to the average Nigerian person, but let me just start with this. So Nigeria's economy is heavily dependent on oil revenues, oil income. We need to actually invest in other industries, agriculture, technology, manufacturing, production. And interestingly, if we actually want to attract foreign investors, I remember when we spoke on Naira devaluation, and we said that the whole purpose behind Naira devaluation is basically to attract foreign investors. And how we're going to attract them is by us producing, manufacturing, and all of that. Interestingly or sadly, our policies in Nigeria is not making a lot of these manufacturing businesses stay. In recent times, we've seen a lot of businesses close down their manufacturing companies. Companies that I met, when they gave birth to me, all of them are shutting down and they are, moving moving to other African countries. So back to the Nigerian people, another issue why Nigeria is not working is we are dependent on importation. It's interesting to know that a Nigerian company can manufacture a particular item, but we'll say, oh no, it's of low quality, it's not durable, let's import. And it's not helping our economy as a nation, because ideally the whole idea behind Naira devaluation is to make our currency very affordable for foreigners to actually come and buy from us. But opposite is the case. Even to the hair that we wear, everything, we would rather get it from, in fact, people get hair from AliExpress. They'll say, oh no, there's this hair I saw on AliExpress. They import it. We are making the other countries richer, or we are making ourselves poor. Okay, so I know the other leaders might have other opinions, but I just want to add, for education, that's another reason or issue that we have. I was reading somewhere recently, and they said, according to UNICEF, about 10.5 million children are not in school. And as we all know, education is actually the bedrock of every society. Ideally, this basic education in primary is supposed to be free for all. But we see that even the schools that are supposed to be offering free education, the facilities, they don't have good libraries and all of that. So basically, those two things and some other ones, but I don't want to, say the points the other ladies might.
It's interesting. I was taking notes when you were talking.
Okay.
I just want to quickly touch on the last point you made about education.
Okay.
I saw a video somewhere on social media. The guy said that Nigerians will gather our £50,000. We'll go to the UK. They hear, when you get to the class, 80% of your classmates are Nigerians. What now worsens it is that the lecturer that is lecturing is Nigerian. So you will now have to sit down to think why. But let me come to you, Angel, and I'll come to you, Mary.
Why are things not working in Nigeria? I would say one of the major reasons or obvious reasons is corruption. So we as individuals were corrupt. So imagine when we get into government, and it's the government that rules Nigeria. It's the government that makes the rules. It's the government that tells us how we should do things, gives us, guidelines, is the government that will persecute if need be. So how does a government persecute if they are part of the problem? So I think in Nigeria, that's one of the things that, Sheyi was talking about when it comes to we the people. I think one of our major problems as Nigerians is we the Nigerians. So the fact that we don't care or love ourselves, we don't care or love our country. We have no loyalty to anyone. We always, and when we have issues in Nigeria, when issues come up, we throw the religious and ethnic, cards to suit our personal and selfish desires. When it comes to election, you are my brother. But when I get into government and I'm eating, I don't try to bring you who is educated and fit for the position, but rather I'll give it to someone who will give me a cut. So we do all these things for selfish desires. And that is how we've gotten to where we are. Because if you are not able to be honest and have high morals and integrity, when it gets to the point of also, when you have stained your hands, it now becomes almost impossible for you to be the same person who will sit on that seat and be part of a committee that they will put together to persecute someone, because your hands are dirty. So these are the issues, because when I want to, if I decide, the day I even decide to want to make a good choice, someone tells me, but remember this. So you are caught on that scale of trying to balance what you have done wrong, not coming out, not being exposed, and you're also trying to balance your integrity at that point in time. So it's a very hard struggle, and I think that's what happens every day. You spoke about the flood. During the flood, imagine, rather than being a part of a society where help, you see someone's car, being flooded. You ask the person, okay, if you can climb to your roof. You see people doing it. We watch videos online. I don't know what we watch as Nigerians every time, but we watch these videos online where in some other countries, the same thing happened in Dubai. But you see people helping out. You see the government aiding the people, rescuing people's cars, telling them, okay, we'll cut down the date of your insurance and this, making certain adjustments just so that people can feel like they're part of a system that actually works. But in Nigeria, people were under the bridge, collecting money from people who were trying their hardest to either hold up their goods or just to cross under the bridge to a better side where they can go to work, be able to function on their day. And they were charging them 100 naira per crossing.
No, so let me explain. When you say that a system that works, my question that I wrote down here, is there even a system at all? Because you're talking about a system
there
that
is
works.
a system.
No, there's no
Whether
system.
it works or not is a different
If we
thing.
did have a system, we would not be where we are. But let me come to you, Mary. Why do you think things do not work in Nigeria? Why are things not working? Why is Mary smiling?
Oh, my dear country, Nigeria. Why are things not working here? I would come from the point of the mindset of the individuals, which is all of us that make up the community. There's this lack of accountability, if that's how to put it. And I think that affects us in a great way. Because like you said, I would ride on NJ's points, which is the crossing of the bridge. We've grown to be, every human is selfish in nature, we understand that. But then if you're living in a community, if we've built a nation, if we've gotten independence, we've come this far together, it's essential that we stay together. So if we can't stay together, we would end up, having issues that keep breaking us apart. And, one of it is the mindset. The mindset, let's be honest with ourselves, everyone is just like, oh yeah, well, as bad as the government is, if I get in there, it's going to be me and my people, behind me. So that mindset has gone from generations to generations. Different political leaders, different parties have come, and it's always about my people, my people, my people, my people. And then we don't see my people as a nation. We keep seeing it as, oh, okay, me, my immediate family, or you can be my friend, you join the clan, and, I think that really sets us back, far apart. It even leads us to how you gave the point on the lady throwing dirt out to the road, meaning because she was so sure that, nobody's going to do anything. So she could comfortably do that. We walk around the streets and people litter the streets, because they know that nobody is going to come and hold them accountable for it. So if there's no accountability, then, there's chaos.
So I had an interview with Dele Faratimi, and he kept on talking about his latest book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. The talk was around the justice system in Nigeria. So when I hear you talk about accountability, it's because we do not uphold the rule of law. Do you understand? We do not understand that we're supposed to live by certain kinds of rules and regulations and guidelines. Those are the things that keeps us in check. The natural human nature, right, is to do things that you just want to dare every situation. But what keeps you in check is the fact that you know that there are consequences for these actions that I take. So that is the only thing that checkmates you. But when we don't have those things, right, it's going to be very difficult for us to be talking about accountability or talking about, transparency or whatever it is that we're looking at. Because why? We know that I can get away with it. I just need to call. If I drive on a BRT today, I can call somebody and say, Daddy, what?
Somebody even said that in Nigeria, that in Nigeria, if you don't know somebody in different places,
you are in trouble.
You are in trouble.
Yes. So that's the thing. They know that if I, for instance, if I flaunt a traffic rule, I can call somebody and say, Daddy, what? I'm somewhere or I'm stuck and all of that. Can you bail me out? And that one, Daddy, what will call them? Who is the officer in charge? Tell me his name. Oh yeah, give him the phone. And the next thing you are out. So it is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Let's even use the case study of the flooding, for instance. Today, this morning, my driver and myself went to get fuel and all of that. So we're trying to leave the fuel station. Clearly, the people going in front, their road is bad and there is no way. Yeah. You're not supposed to block. You're not supposed to obstruct, rather, what's it called, a T junction or something, because people are crossing to the other side. Yes. But you see these guys, I don't care, I'm going somewhere. And so even with the flooding that happens, if we understand that you apply a little bit of sanity, a little bit of sanity in your and consideration whilst you're driving, we might not have those bad traffic. The reason we see those heavy gridlocks and all of those things is because somebody that is not supposed to be on a particular lane is there because, yes, where I'm going is blocked. So because where I'm going is blocked, let's block everywhere. You understand?
Yeah.
So if we say things are not working, I think the reason things are not working in Nigeria, honestly speaking, I get it. There are issues around corruption, but it is still the human factor.
Yeah,
It still comes back to us as a people, right? You said something around oil dependency. You said something about, what's it called, import dependency. Let us take, for instance, now, the oil industry, what Oshomole was talking about. Dangote has been shouting since. You know, before we thought it was a refinery problem we had. Che, Abi, did all of you not think it was a refinery problem we had until they now brought a story that they have built multi-billion-dollar refinery. But guess what they do not have to refine? They don't have the crude to refine. Why? Because these other guys, they would rather sell the crude to international companies than to sell to a local company. Let me even shock you guys. You see those modular refineries in the, what's it called, south region?
Yeah.
Most of those refineries are able to refine crude. They do refine crude. So even all our refineries, our NNPC refineries that we think are comatose, they are not working. Now you're now seeing the real situation that it is not about, it is because human beings chose for it not to work. Why? Because there's profiting. You understand? Abacha, I always give this analogy, that is famous quote that we always share here, that he says that if impunity or if insecurity lasts beyond 24 hours, the government's hand is in it. It's the same thing. Banditry is going on in the north. Guess what is happening? As they are busy displacing people from their states, there is illegal mining going behind.
Yeah.
Mining all their gold, mining all their precious stones and their minerals. So for the fact that things are not working in Nigeria, it's because people intentionally make it not to work so they can profit from it. So how do you understand? So if we truly want to now solve the problem, we need to find the people that are benefiting from it. Yes, it's true now.
It trickles down because, I mean, in some way you have benefited from it.
How?
You just made an example that if you're stopped somewhere, you will call someone. Have you ever called someone?
No.
Well, you can't you can't do that.
Stop it.
For flouting the law,
You
I've
can't.
never called anybody. For flouting the law, I can call somebody if somebody is oppressing me. But not that I broke the law.
Pressing you.
No, somebody has oppressed me before now. Somebody has oppressed me before. I call somebody that this guy is oppressing me.
Okay,
Please
well,
speak to him. But not that I flouted the law.
All right.
Hey, Mary, it is not me you will put on this spot. Let's take a break. Mary, she needs to drink water. We'll be right back. Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking.
It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future,
Yesterday's conversation shaped today.
What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you. Thanks for staying with us. It's our ladies' night out. We're asking why things are not working in Nigeria. That's the question. Please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Our phone line is now open. The number to call is 070-2500-774. The point is, I did what a responsible citizen should do.
Okay.
I went to pay the fine.
All
But
right.
what others do is they will call the sugar daddy, please, they arrested me somewhere. That's what the point I'm trying to make. So that's why I'm saying to you that I've never been in that position where I break the law and I'll now call somebody. If I break the law, I just face the consequences. And if we face the consequences a lot in this country, some of these problems that we are trying to solve will automatically die a natural death.
Okay.
So you can't catch me on national television. Let me just tell you. So let's come back to the conversation around. Mary, blessed Mary, see me for a dream this night.
Well,
you know?
Mary's always seeing you. Both of you are always dragging each other every Thursday.
So Mary, let me come to you. I put it to you that you have called people when you have flaunted the law. Is that correct or wrong?
I don't have anywhere to go.
Let's even start with NYSC. Let's start with that one. NYSC. Did you redeploy?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was posted to Lagos.
How did you get the posting to Lagos? Did
I
you
didn't
work
work
it?
anything from my school. They did it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll catch you, don't worry.
It's not that I don't have people there, but they've sort of warned me that if you break it, Sha, and you call us, we don't really know you, so you're on your own. Just do what the
right thing,
law says, do the right thing, and then, I've gone to police station before.
What do you do?
I can't even say what I did. You know how you just take your L in peace and just, I faced my consequences. I got myself out of there however I needed to do. But I couldn't call anybody, and that's what I'm saying. So
it's a good
thing. So that's a good thing now, Mary. We're on the same boat here.
We're not on the same boat.
But let's really try as much as possible to put in a lot of things. You talked about manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
How many of us here actually do patronize locally made things in terms of... Mary, don't they look?
I do, because this is made in Nigeria. It's Zephyr's
and Co.
Yeah, Zephyr's produces here.
I've not even
Let me not shout
It's the
so
food.
much.
Do you understand? It's the food. Like, a lot of us have a taste. Our taste buds are inclined towards more of the imported stuff, right? Our local rice, we shy away from it. Our local cereal, our local biscuits.
In the restaurants we
do you
go to,
understand?
we always order for something foreign.
Yeah, so if we say we truly want to help the manufacturing industries, right? All these people that are taking out time to manufacture locally made, especially food, when it comes to food and all of that. How many of us are truly helping in that regard to say, you know what, in my house, maybe 80% of my stock would be local. Do you understand? So it's a broader picture. Yeah. If we say things are not working in Nigeria, there's a reason. That's why more people would continue to depend on international products so that they can even just sustain their businesses. But we don't have that patriotism. We don't have that, I have to buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria. We don't have it in us. I don't know.
Well, I think we started pushing that narrative in terms of made in Nigeria. Like, they've been doing a lot of made in Nigeria, pushing a lot of made in Nigeria initiatives, whether it comes to food, agriculture,
cars.
Even cars like Innocent Motors, then made in Nigeria, like for fashion. They do a lot of that. I think some of these things, what happens is that because we come from a population of over 210 million, we consume a lot. So it's well noted, if you Google it, that Nigeria, even in most, when it comes to agriculture, something like honey, at least, let me say some of the things that I've had encounters with, something like honey. If we consume as Nigerians maybe 2 million tons of honey, only about maybe 100,000 of that
is locally produced.
We don't even have the ability and capacity. And that also comes to, agricultural sector and infrastructure also, because
And also banditries and all of the insecurity that is affecting
insecurity,
it.
then financing and all that. Because it also comes to, okay, why do people not, go for made in Nigeria goods? Because also sometimes the quality of the goods. The quality of the goods are not, like you said, our taste buds have increased, yes, but even for locally made I've been in contact with some of Nigerian products. Some are well packaged and they're packaged in Nigeria, and I do purchase most of them. But there are some of them that are not up to standard. And it also goes back to maybe a little bit of corruption within the registration, where people are able to slip in a couple of how will I put it? It's not certified, like standardized products. They bring locally made and they don't go through the right checks, right balances, right takes, quality assurance to make sure that this is good for people. And people have, like the last time, I think about a few weeks ago, there was a cholera outbreak. And it was due to, I think they said it was tiger nut or something. So there are those points that you have to look at. You also don't want, knowing fully well that our health sector is not fully, the infrastructure there is not enough for us. And we also, that's the reason why we have to go to foreign.
I'm even happy you are touching, sorry to cut you, the health sector.
Yeah.
So government will say that, they've given out free free mosquito nets, right? Government will say, they've given out free mosquito nets. They say they've given out free, certain kinds of medications are free and all of those things. You then go to the hospital.
And they charge
a government hospital, they will tell you to go and buy this, go and buy that the mosquito net, a lot of, do you understand? So even whilst the government tries to make it free, right, the human factor. And I think the only way we can eradicate this human factor is what the government is refusing to do. Why? Because it will also affect them. Because some of these things, technology will just completely eradicate some of these, these corrupt practices rather, that we are having. But you see, if they put technology inside there, it will also affect their own agenda. See what has happened now in Edo State. They said flood happened in Edo State. Now the beavers, now the flood, now damage beavers. Say for only beaver, now flood see. Like how does, sometimes when I hear some kind of reports in the news, I dey wonder, say, how these people take the process. And just like somebody say snake swallow money, or monkey swallow money or whatever. How do you guys sit down to cook up these kinds of stories? Because the truth is, in all of this matter, if Nigerians believe that this country is ours and we do not have another home to go to, we must make it work, Nigeria will start to work. The reason Nigeria is not working today is because a lot of people, they are hell-bent on it not to work, because that is the only way they will profit. Go to civil service offices. They continue to write with paper. Because that is the only way they can inflate whatever it is that they want to inflate. If it is a computerized figure, once you put it in, you punch it in, it is garbage in, garbage out. Do you understand? You're talking about issues around ghost workers. That somebody is in the UK and he's still collecting salary, and he has relocated since 2 years ago. He's still collecting salary. Why will he not collect salary? Because he knows that the system is corrupt. And once they're able to find one tiny loophole, it expands. So I don't know. I don't even know how we want to solve it. But you see that thing that Mary said about mindset, we have to go back. And we have to be ready to tell ourselves that it is only us that can solve the problem. But I think we have some comments on the group. Okay. Who is going first?
Good evening, ladies. Long time. Nigeria is not working because we lack patriots running Nigeria. Truth is, many don't believe in Nigeria, and you can tell from the behavior of the political class. All our problems in Nigeria are self-inflicted, man-made disasters. Absolutely. A country so blessed, yet so much poverty. We have rulers, not leaders in Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Omole, Lagos.
Thank you, Nii. Go ahead.
Okay. Why are things not working in Nigeria? Any country that keeps devaluing its currency can also have negative consequences for citizens, such as increased prices of imported goods, higher inflation, reduced purchasing power, and potentially financial instability. Therefore, A sensitive government must carefully weigh the benefits and risk before implementing such policies. Where are our industries? None working at the moment and without production going on in the country. There is no way the economy can be any better. Secondly, the leadership lacks the willpower to take on the economy saboteurs. Thank you. In order to face the law, they pray. Oh, this is Raphael from Zaria. Thank you.
Raphael, miss you long time from Zaria. So solutions quickly. Mary, let me come to you.
I think we can start from our little space, which is your community, keeping your environment clean, sticking to the laws that already exist. Try as much as possible. If you drive, stick to the traffic rules. The road that is still good, let's manage it. If you have trucks that are carrying cement, please make sure that the cement is not dropping on the road so that the little good road we have, still stays good. Let's just, try our possible best. I understand it might be so hard to be orderly, but, little things, like that really help. Let's start from our own little community. Keep your environment clean. Do the right thing. Just follow their basic laws and rules, that we go through. Let's start from there. And I think step by step we'll get
So NJ will take that comment, then I'll come to you, Shay.
Okay. I have a comment. Good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying? #ways. Why are things not working in Nigeria? You beautiful ladies have said it all. No shadow of doubt about that. My dear beautiful sister Shay said that one of the reasons is our economy, because it is very poor. Another thing is that we're dependent on importation, and this can easily lead to poor patronage of our products. My beautiful sister Mwajega made mention of corruption, which is very correct. We are very quick to persecute people, yet we are involved in corruption proper. That is a big problem, and that is why Nigeria is not working. My dear beautiful sister Mary made mention of our personal mindset. We do lots of awkward things, and we get away with it, and damn the consequences. Another way things are not working in Nigeria is because we have a selfish government that think about themselves alone and not the masses. This is a cause for concern. You ladies look beautiful and good looking. God bless you all. My name is Daniel Ilo, Ways regular fan. Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
My dear beautiful sister Shay, please go ahead.
Thank you, my dear beautiful. All right, so just to, so I'm going to link this up with the first point I mentioned, which is our economy. So buy Nigeria, and also Nigerian brands, quality, and quality assurance process should not be skipped. If it is for the manufacturing companies, the food manufacturing companies, they should please take the necessary precautions and just make sure that we are, churning out good products.
Before NJ comes. Have you guys been watching those videos of how NAFDAC have been going to all those pure water manufacturing companies? So
even drinks.
When I see those kind of things, so my mom ran a restaurant for over almost 3 decades. She ran that restaurant. And the policy, her rule was that a food that she cannot put in her mouth, she cannot sell it.
That's how it should be.
And before my mother would put your food in her mouth, the quality of that food had to be standard. It had to be good. She had to cook it well. You understand? It had to be tasty. So that was her rule. So I don't understand. I really don't understand where we lost our humanity, like our conscience. That that this pure water
you cannot
can kill people.
Yeah.
You understand? And you then you carry, filter, this cloth, and you just pour ordinary water into bottle. It's not only the sachet water now, even the bottled water. Right? So, literally, right? When you kill the customers that are buying this thing, who will patronize you? Do you understand? Because you are killing the people. Yeah. Who will patronize
because
you?
Of what? How much are you earning from what you are selling that you want to keep people?
So, when you talked about food, right? That is one thing I still cannot understand. You know that any little thing can cause the death of this person, and you still do it. That is the height of wickedness. So when we talk about, oh, government, it's not government.
The people.
Well, worst
major,
enemies. Angie, let me come to you, my darling.
Don't be angry.
See, my dear beautiful sister.
Thank you very much, my dear beautiful sister. Wow. Well, okay, for me, I would say, since we've spoken about the humanity and the, personal angle as individuals, I will go with the government. So I think it's high time we get to the point, just like we heard in that short video that we watched, that we've gotten to the point where the government has to start to take, force in terms of reprimanding people, punishing people, persecuting people, and bringing them to justice. Because if people are not dismissed from their positions, you see, it gives a different notion to people who are coming in. When you don't reprimand or punish the people who have offended, and you rather congratulate them and give them higher positions of power, what you are saying is that you're encouraging corruption. But by the time you punish someone and let them know that if you were a councillor and you are dishonest, you can never be a governor. When we get to that point is when we know that our humanity has really changed and we're ready for the change. That's just it.
It's so profound what you just said now, because remember that there was a certain governor with the dollar and the cap. You understand? And how that person still remained in power, I still do not understand. Because you see, it's one thing for people to be corrupt. It's another thing for people to be encouraged to be corrupt. What we've done, the system we've created, right, or the system that does not exist, is a corrupt system that encourages corruption. So it now looks like that you are choosing not to do anything corrupt. You are now the outlier. Do you get? So I like what you said, because that was the point I was coming to about what Adam Soshomole had said about punishing, dismissing, and prosecuting, right? Even beyond that, I think the government needs to identify the benefactors of this thing, because it's a long chain. The benefactors of these corrupt practices. See what is happening in Lagos State, for instance, right? They said that people built their houses where they were not supposed to build. You demolish the houses. I don't have a problem with you demolishing the house. Where are those officials that looked away when those properties were going up?
Thank you.
Do you understand? Where are the people that collected bribes? Because I know those people, they are vicious. They are always going to every building, marking it X, X, X. You understand? Because it's also a way of revenue generation for them. Where are all those officials that looked away when that building was being erected?
Who even signed it?
Do you understand? Who signed that thing off for them to continue the building? So I do not have a problem when the government wants to take action on the citizens. You understand? But be seen to do things differently. Arrest those people, dismiss them, prosecute them. You understand? Punish them. Then I will know that, okay, yes, you are ready to solve the problem. But when you don't do that, tomorrow, somebody else will find another thing and say, okay, you know what, I can get married. Let me just bribe my way and I'll get it done. Do you understand? And if nobody comes to check them, they continue and they keep going. So that's the point. I remember many years ago, quickly, that when Fashola had built all those housing estates, and it was a simple thing. All you needed to do to qualify was have your tax, what's it called, your tax payment up to date. That was the only criteria. So when they checked your tax payment, so it was even a computerized thing. It was not there was not any human being you were interfering with. So you just need to go online, type in your details, and it will tell you whether you qualify to own the house or not. And that was how I got the property. It was a shock to a lot of people. In fact, it was out of shock that people applied. Because they said, no, it is too good to be true. I want to see if it is working. And that's how most of the people that I know that got the properties got it. So it tells you that if they truly want to solve the problem, first of all, you will eradicate human errors and human interactions. And let us see whether this corruption will not drop by a very good percentage.
Yeah.
But on that, no, you want to say something quickly?
Yeah, just one little thing, because I just have an issue with, like, the point you made about beneficiaries. And that's because how do you treat that when the spoiled fruit is from the head? Like, I don't really understand.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, it just feels like we're just...
Messi wants to say something. Let me help you say what is in her mind.
Don't help me say anything.
The way they say Messi might say, all of us, we are benefiting from it. I mean, don't be there. Your mind.
No, it's not even about us benefiting from it.
Like it goes
You
right
say
all
you
the way
keep
to
saying
the
the
top.
government, and I'm just wondering, is it not the government that is corrupt? So how does the government that is corrupt help to take out the beneficiaries of the corruption?
It's not everyone in government. There are some really
some
so
people.
honest and dignified people
Are
within
they,
the
are they in
government.
positions that would make?
They are.
We have come to the end of the conversation. I don't know what Messi is saying. But somebody says, hey, we have a problem in Nigeria. About 70% of Nigerian population under 30, almost 50% less than 15. So majority born into abnormal and got no clue what normal is. The politicians using this to spread ignorance. Many Nigerians don't understand what government is all about and what the social contract is about tomorrow.